Hello everybody and welcome back to the second episode in the series, Reverse Map, or if you liked it, what if the continents and oceans were switched? And now, starting back where we left off, last time we saw the addition of the alliance map, which includes the red team and the blue team, as well as all the new countries being added. That includes all these, the mainland countries, I would like to say, and then the countries up here. And now, if you saw, there are rankings for every single one of these countries so that you can see where they sit right now. But right now, we're going to be taking a look at the purple team right here. And the purple team has been cooking something up, and they've kind of drawn a peace treaty with themselves where they give themselves all of this land because they deserve it, or that's what they think. Anyway, they also refined some of those borders with the Cyan team, and they drafted up a peace treaty that goes something like this. And the Cyan team's borders are refined just a little bit. And it gets all of this land. Now, that is a good amount of land. And that's going to kind of force this country right here. And they're the 10th strongest. So they're not the most powerful. They're, in fact, nowhere near the most powerful. And you'd be like, oh, but what, they're 10th. But when considering there are only 11 countries, then yeah. Eventually, they expand to about this size, where they get to about their stopping point, and the population in total is probably about 4 million right now, with the green team having, so this is the military ranking. We could add more, and then this is going to be a new ranking layer. This time it's going to be ranking population. So there's going to be this new one. And in this one, turn that one off. The number one population right now is the Cyan team. They've been working with a lot of effort to get their population boosted. And number two is going to be the purple team. And they are also the strongest team on the planet right now. Number 3 is going to be the red team. Number 4 is the purple team. We're going to move that down to here. Number 5 is the blue team. Number 6 is the green team. Number 7 is the Cyan team. Number 8 is this team. Number 9 is going to be the lime team. Number 10 going to be this pink team, or 10th, and 11th goes to the yellow team. The yellow team is the worst in both ranking scales. So, boom, now we have a population ranking. And now we can see the two different rankings. So that was there if we need it. Next up, the Cyan team has been growing fast recently. And they've made some impressive moves, and they've been able to travel up, taking about this much land before they have to stop. And they've become very large now, and they might be one of the largest countries on the planet. And that's going to kind of affect them, as they're going to start going into a kind of like a civil war. And at the very start of it, they're able to take over all this new area at the top that they just received. There is some straight borders because I said so. But now we're going to redraw some of this. And there we go. There is a new country on the map. But it's not for long, as this team is going to work kind of effortless, putting in a lot of effort, and they're going to effortlessly make a strong counteroffensive going up. And they don't really have an established capital. They're just trying to cut them in half. And eventually they take this side. And by this point, they are rising in the rankings. We're probably going to do 3 updates to it. So there are probably going to be 2 updates to it. One in the middle of the episode, so maybe 5 things done before rankings, then the next part of the episode, then rankings at the end. Something like that. Anyway, they are able to go through, take this little land, and they end up winning the Civil War. Somehow. And they've established themselves as a strong country. And they are growing very strong now, as they take even more land. And there's not really many people up here. Most of their population is centered around this area. So probably about 2/3 of their population is here, and then the rest of it's up here. So, something to keep in mind. If we go to the population ranking, they're 7th. And first is the science team, which probably is a surprise to some people. But they are growing pretty strong. And now we're going to take a look at some expanding up here by the purple team, who is kind of rising to power. They have been able to take over a lot of land. And they even take over this whole northern bit. And they are becoming very strong. And we're probably going to have a few more things and then a power ranking sometime soon. But we see some people from this yellow country, and they start to move down. And they move down and they form kind of a rival nation. That's sort of like a terrorist nation. Now, it's not exactly a terrorist nation, but they hate the yellow team. Absolutely. And if you've seen other channels, you'll know that this is more like Central Asia in Ada's Pro series, where they all hate each other, the green team. And when the green team collapsed, if you know your history, when the green team collapsed and all the new pieces of the green team exploded, I think it was somewhere. Yeah, it was right here in this area, and they exploded, and then everybody hated each other. That's gonna kind of be like that here, where they just absolutely hate each other. But we are going to check out down here, as the blue team is going to work to cut off this purple team, but they end up making a little exclave, and then there's another exclave, and it gets ugly as they end up taking some of this land, and then it just goes downhill from here. I mean, there's not really much to say. It's just these little provinces breaking, kind of, and then it gets even worse as a province is over here becomes part of their little expansion thing, and now everything just looks ugly. And they're actually going to make kind of like a peace treaty where the blue team takes over that one and the purple team takes over that one. This big one down here is still going to stay there and it's just going to be a mess. And there's our update. And next, we're going to see this pink team taking even more land. And then they keep taking land. And then they keep taking land. So, they've taken about this much land by now. And, they're going to explode. Implode, basically. This southern part down here breaks away. And it's kind of hugged up along the side. And it's pretty major. We're going to be one of like the landlocked countries that can't expand anymore now. It's not going to be able to expand. Eventually they do kind of like sign a peace treaty. And in that peace treaty, basically, the borders look something like this. And they are able to get a new capital in one of their most populated areas. Right there. And since the start of this episode, we see expansion and 2 new countries, as well as more expansion. The Imperial team, they have been up to work. They have been working very hard on expanding these borders. You now wrap around the coast this way, and the purple team is starting to have, I like their borders. I think their borders are actually kind of nice. Down here they might be a little bit too bumpy. We're gonna fix that one right there. That looks a little bit better. We're gonna keep it like this for now. And there are only like 2 technically landlocked nations, 3 nations. Okay, I see 3 nations that can expand right now. There is the pink team, the lime team, and the green team. Those are the countries that cannot expand. And it's not looking too good for these countries, as they're kind of losing economy and all that stuff. And they probably know about, like, they probably know their stuff over here and some land over there. They don't know what's over here, but they probably know about, like, some of this stuff. The stuff in here they probably know about. They don't think this part connects, so they probably know of something like this. And eventually, people from the cyan team and the blue team, as they come up here and they like meet each other, like right here, and they're like, whoa, it connects, and all that kind of stuff. And they're actually going to fight. And the blue team isn't that powerful. And amidst all this fighting, they are actually, the cyan team's actually going to win a little bit of land. They are instantly getting kicked out though. Yeah, they're instantly kicked out. That's where this country, whatever it's called, the yellow team, yeah, the yellow team. They're gonna start. I'm trying to mess with these settings a little bit, trying to fix them. Okay, well, meanwhile, they are going to attack. Let's do the lighter color thing for reference. And we're going to make this smaller because these are kind of weaker countries. To make an invasion in here, and they kind of wrap around like this, kind of enclosing them and taking the whole northern part. They are able to fight a little bit and take some of this lower land back. Let's try that again. They are able to take some of this lower land back. And they are able to get something like this. And eventually by the end of it, they have taken probably about this much of their territory back. And so they have about this much area when they're going to sign a peace treaty with the yellow team, and we'll see what that looks like now. Okay, and now we can see what it looks like. Yellow team gets all of this land. Meanwhile, the blue team, they get some of that land back. God, my nose not very good today, but it ends up looking something like this. And immediately, the yellow team is going to explode again. And they're going to take this much land. So, they have access to this little lake here, which is nice. And the Cypress Lake. So they have access to that. And now we're going to see them having their capital right here. Right by the lake. Meanwhile, they're going to try to get over this war. They didn't really gain. They actually just lost more than they gained. But they're going to be kind of sad from this. So they're going to try to take over some more land. And they do that nicely. Taking about that much land over. And then we're going to take a look back over here. And the last thing we see happening is another new country being created. And it's going to be a orange color. We don't have an orange color yet. That's actually kind of surprising. And it forms right around here. Oh, no. Okay, yeah, and it forms right here. And there it is. Another new country on the map. They're gonna put their major city right there. And now we have the newest country. And the world map looks a little bit more full. A little bit. Just a little bit. And now we're going to see the rankings. First of all, there are 4 new countries that we have to add to this list. So there's 15 countries in total. Okay, in military rankings, purple team is going to stay out first. And then we're going to see changes in all the other ones. Okay, and now what's going to happen is the red team is no longer second place. They are now third place. And want to guess who is in second place? It's this purple team up here. They are now in second place. Mostly because they have become kind of like a colonizer that the red team always wanted to be when they actually came up here and established the purple team. But that was probably about 100 years ago by now. And now the purple team has regained a colony of their own. Next, we need to look at the fourth. Fourth is the cyan team. I'm going to say the same. Fifth, blue team. Yup. Next, it says 6 over here in the cyan team. They're actually going to move up. And there's going to be some changing between these 3. The green team, the blue team, and the cyan team. They are going to be changing their cyan team. And so first off, 5th place goes to the cyan team. 6th place goes to the blue team. And I didn't really change this. 7th place still goes to the green team. Now, 8th place it says it goes to the purple team right here, but that is not true anymore. That now goes to the well-established lime team. They might actually be one of the smallest nations, if not the smallest, but they are actually they aren't that strong, but they are stronger than a lot of these other countries. They've gone from 11th. We'll deal with this whole mess up here in a second. But now we have 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. And then this right here is going to become 11th. 12th is now the yellow team. Then right here is going to be 14th. And right here is going to be 15th. Down here, this one is 13th. So basically, the strongest countries are on this like outer edge area, kind of like around this area. Meanwhile, the weaker countries hang down low and up here. But anyway, next we move on to the population rank. And first off, Science team has a large population. They probably have like 300 million. No, not 300 million. 300,000, 450,000 probably. Purple team, yeah, they're getting pretty big. Third team is now not the red team. It goes to, actually, they kind of changed with the blue team. The blue team has gained a lot of population recently. They get third. The red team gets fourth population. Purple team up here gets fifth. And now fifth population. Next, we need to look at sixth population, good. Seventh, good. Eighth, ninth is going to be this team. 10th is no longer going to be this country. I'm assuming 9th is going to be, yeah, the lime team. Or wait, no, yeah, the lime team, that would be right technically. So, we're going to erase this one too. This light peach team. They are now going to be 10th. With this team right here being 11th. I don't know why that's there. Next we see 12th going to this guy. 13th goes to the pink team. 14th, this team. 15th, this team. So, we now have population done. Population is very different from the rankings. But, yup, everything is now fixed. So, take a look. You can pause it if you want to. This is the ranking. And this is the population ranking. So, population ranking, military ranking. Now we're going to head on with the second part of the video. And in the second part, what we have happening is the science team taking over this whole little area. All this. So they take over all this area. And they now have like the strong, they now are the biggest, but it does not last long at all. We now see this new color country popping up, and they're not actually going to be able to defend from this. as it just pops up. There's absolutely nothing you can do to defend. And it's basically pointless for society. If they got too big, they weren't able to handle it. Yeah, kind of their fault. And their capital is placed right there. And so that's another new country. Now there's 16 countries. And next, we haven't really been seeing much wars. Let's change that. Now there's going to be a war right over here because the purple team claims they had all this land. Meanwhile, the cyan team counterclaims that they had all this land. Kind of like a wavy snake thing right there. But they are going to go to war over this. And now we see with that color, and then over here we're going to pick this, and boom. So now we have their attacking colors, and now we go in and attack. And first it starts off with this little white thing. It's not white, it's a little bit lighter, and they end up actually taking a lot with their population. But then you forget that it's the strongest country we're dealing with here. So strongest population versus strongest country, and so far strongest country is winning. They have been taking over this whole area, but there is a nice counteroffensive, and they offensive with the side team who declared the war, and they end up taking over this whole north area, and they're able to stall out, claiming just a little bit more land. When the purple troops arrive, and they are very strong, they're able to push up a bit and even take some lands over here, and they end up pushing them back over here as a result. And right now it's looking kind of even, but where this is going to change is the entrance of another country into this war. And we don't really see any alliances that are bordering this. The red and the blue team. Bless me. And the red and the blue team, they do not border them, so they don't really get anything. They wouldn't get anything like out of this. They're not going to enter the war. A new alliance will be crafted, though, to stay away from all this. And that is actually going to be the new Circle Alliance. I should probably... They're the Circle team. And it's going to be between the dark purple team right here, and so they're going to be a part of this, as well as the orange team, sorry. And they're going to join the war, kind of, and they're going to be like not really joining the war. They're going to be supporting the cyan team, but they're not like actually joining the war. And even though they're supporting, it's going to help them. It's going to stall them out for. It's going to stall them out for just a little bit. But of course, it can't last long. If they're able to get like this much more of a push into the territory. Meanwhile, though, up here they are able to make a good offensive, and they do take back some of their land. And all this is like kind of taken back. So, boom. This is where the purple team kind of gets mad, and they use a lot of their troops getting this area back. And they end up taking a little bit of this land too. And eventually gets to the point where they say, we surrender. Even though they were like attackers. And now we're going to see the peace treaty. Okay, and here's the peace treaty. In it, we see the purple team taking all this land down here. Meanwhile, the cyan team takes some land up there. I'm probably gonna do so. I'm gonna refine the border a little bit. This is just me fixing the borders. Maybe something like this. And what if we? Okay, that's a little bit better. And there is a war. That's probably one of the biggest wars yet. And the green team is kind of sad because they all used to have all this land, remember? And they used to have like the blue team, the lime team, the cyan team, the purple team, and they want to take it back. They just don't have a good way of doing that. And they're going to kind of start building their army up again for the second time in history. And they're preparing to go to war. One of the first major wars is going to be happening next episode. Stay tuned. Meanwhile, we have more country expanding. Purple team, this peach team ends up taking some land. They have some wonky borders now. That is mostly because there is a team here. It's this, probably like that. And so it is here now. And so this thing is here, and it looks real ugly, but they're just gonna have to deal with it. Their capital is actually right there. Probably not the best place to put a capital, but I mean, like, we're in prehistory right now, so it'll be fine. Meanwhile, the borders are going to be extending a little bit. So they actually take over some land down here and some of this coastline, some of the important stuff, and they're getting pretty big now, way bigger than the pink team at its peak actually, and they're starting to grow their military too. So just think of that. And now we're going to take a look at the orange team, who does expand their land quite a bit. Okay. And now we can see that they get all of this land. This kind of actually reminds me of Switzerland, even though it's not. The local border kind of reminds me of it. But anyway, we see more mess over here with this maroon country and the blue team. As the maroon country moves in, takes like this much land. Then they also take some land over here on the border of this team, but they don't try to take the land in between. So the blue team comes in and they take the land. So now it's just a mess, and they're getting ready to go to war over this. But we'll check up on that part later. Meanwhile, up here there has been a lot of expanding. The purple team has been growing in power recently, and they've been able to take over all this land. Down here, there is some new land being taken over, probably about that much for the blue team. This team, actually, they probably take something like this. They actually cut the dark blue team off, which makes them very mad, and everyone around here is just mad at each other. So that will be another thing we see next episode. And blue team ends up taking something like this. And now we can see probably the last part of the episode, the rankings. Starting off in the power rankings. Power rankings, oh boy, they have changed a bit. First of all, most of the top three, no, the top two are actually going to stay the same. After that, it's going to change a little bit with top three going to the Science team now. They have been rebuilding their military after the war, and they have grown pretty strong. So, they are going to be put in place. Where is all this military when you need it? They should use their door, but whatever. Fourth goes to the red team. Now let's see, where was the actual fourth? I don't know where the real fourth was. But, we will. So that's fourth. Fifth still is the Science team. Sixth is the blue team. Seventh, well, no, this actually has to change just a little bit. The blue team has been working their military up. And just like the Science team. The Science team is getting more powerful. I want to let you know that. But not just not powerful enough. As the blue team is in fifth. And remember I said also the gray team is building their military up even more than they originally had. They're in sixth. It worked right up. Seventh goes to the Science team. Eighth goes to the line team. You know what? No, we're changing that. Eighth does not go to the line team. Eighth now goes to the peach team. So now they're eighth, and this is I really like their borders. They actually have quite nice borders. Ninth does not go to the pink team. They're not strong at all anymore. Ninth goes to with this country. First, we need to look back up here. This team, they're in second. So first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. This country is at ninth. Meanwhile, 10th goes up here. That's the yellow team. They're up 10th again. Hooray. 11th goes to the green team. So they're now at 11th. Next, we see next country to be in the ranking. 12th goes to the lime team. They kind of upped their population, and they went for more like populated route. 12. Now we have 13 being the pink team. 14 being this team. Up here, these teams, both their rankings have changed a bit. Now they kind of reverse each other's, but not. Yeah. Down here, they are 17th. So that is the new ranking. This is getting to be a hassle. So when there becomes so many countries, I'm only gonna do top 20, cause I imagine this being probably as big as the What If Civilization Started Over series, which is a very big series. And next, we move on to population. Now, population is a pretty big thing in right now. As if you have a higher population, you tend to have a higher military. And the first, second are going to stay the same. Third's going to stay the same. Fourth, goodbye fourth. Yeah, they're not fourth anymore. That actually goes. Yeah, they're. So these two kind of got swapped out. Fourth goes to the green team. who has been working a lot recently to get their military and population back up to how it used to be. 5th goes to the purple team. 6th goes to red team. Okay, 7th side team. Okay, sure. 8th goes to the beach team. 8th, which means we need to get rid of this. And this. Okay, and then we need to go up here. The yellow team has actually done pretty well. They've gone to 9th. And they're doing a lot better. Way down here, we see one team in 10th. This team in 11th. 12th will be the orange team. This pink team is collapsing. I don't know how much longer they're going to stay. So they're not getting 13th. And population is actually going to be kind of changed. We're at 13th now. 13th. Okay. And 14th. Oh, wait. I gotta erase that one. Okay. Now I can redo it. 14th right here. 15th up here. And they are 16th. So, those are the ranks. You can take a picture of this if you want. Screenshots probably now. Then 17th. So, 17 countries. That's a lot. So, screenshot probably right now if you want to remember these. Then for this, for the population, you can see this right now. There we go. The weakest country right now is this red team down there. They're 17th in both, but they are steadily growing. Unlike the pink team, who is not at all. I would expect the pink team to die in the next episodes. And that's really gonna do it for today's episode. There wasn't really a lot of expanding that I could think. The episode started probably out like this. Let me go back in the background. I think it started out something like this, I would say. Something like that, and then over there, and then something like this. And over here, it started out like that. So we did get, we did add a lot to the map. I expect this series to be very big. And expect to see a lot more of these series to be in the map and in my YouTube channel. But please show your support, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.